are strange things done after Rebetron by the heppers who boil the pot. The tainted trails have their secret tales that could make your blood run hot. The northern lights have seen queer fights, but the straightest they ever did see was that night on the roof of Lab Croix-Rouge. I curated Sam's Hep C. Now Sam's Hep C was from the laboratory where the virii bloom and grow. Why he left his class to roam round a lab, God only knows. Like circling vultures, laboratory cultures seemed to hold him like a spell. Though he'd often say in an insincere way, I'd rather develop pills. On a July day, we were tracing our way over the Tainted Trail. Talk of your heat in our sweat-soaked seats, we tested the blood from hell. If our brows got wet, we would wipe the sweat till sometimes we couldn't see. We thought it was fun, but the only winner was Hepatitis C. And that very night, as we lay our slides underneath our microscopes, and the rats were fed and the bats o'erhead were dancing wing and toe, he turned to me and Doc says I'll soon conclude, I guess. And when I do, I'm asking that you won't refuse my last request. Well, he seemed so low that I couldn't say no. Then he says with a sort of moan, it's my infected soul, and the hep's got hold till it's gone clear through to the bone. Yet 'tain't being dead, it's my awful dread of the flaming pain that drains. So I want you to swear that foul or fair, you'll curate my last remains. A colleague's need is a thing to heed, but I hoped it would not spread. And we started on at the streak of dawn, but God, he looked ghastly red. He clasped his liver and he raved and shivered of his rats and his laboratory. And before nightfall, a corpse was all that was left of Sam's Hep C. There wasn't a breath in that lab of death, and I hurried, horror-driven, with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. In the car it lay, and it seemed to say, you may tax your gas and brains, but you promised true, and it's up to you to curate those last remains. Now a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. In the days to come, though my lips were dumb, in my heart how I cursed that load. In the long, long night by the Bunsen light, while the rats round in a ring howled out their names to the homeless flames. Oh God, how I loathe the thing.
And at every toss, that old red cross seemed to heavy and heavier grow. And on I went, though the rats were spent and the cash was getting low. The trail was bad and I felt half mad, but I swore I would not give in. And I'd often sing to the hateful thing, and it hearkened with a grin. Till I came to the roof of Lab Croix-Rouge, and a freezer laying there. It was caked with blood, but I saw through the crud, it was called the frigid air. And I looked at it and I thought a bit, and I looked at my half-baked chum. Then here sat I with a sudden cry, is my curatorium. Some ice I scored from the corner store, and I filled the freezer full. A cord I found that was lying around, and I plugged in the control. The frost just soared and the motor roared, such a freeze you seldom see.
Into a hole in that grave of snow, I stuffed Sam in his hep seed. Then I made a hike, for I didn't like to think of him shivering so. And the heavens scowled and the bloodhounds howled and the wind began to blow. I wasn't cold, but an icy wreath formed round my head, and I don't know why. And the frosty steam in a hoary cloak went streaking up to the sky. I do not know how long or how low I wrestled with grisly fear, but the stars came out and they danced about. Ere again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said I'll just take a peep inside. I guess he's froze from his head to his toes. So the door I opened wide, and there he sat looking calm and warm in the heart of the icy blast. And he wore a smile, you could see a mile, and he said, please close that fast. It's fine in here, but I greatly fear you'll let in the heat, you fool. Since I got hep C in that laboratory, it's the first time I've been cool. There are strange things done after Rebetron by the heppers who boil the pot. The Tainted Trails have their secret tales that can make your blood run hot. The Northern Lights have seen queer fights, but the straightest they ever did see was that night on the roof of Lab Croix-Rouge. I curated Sam's hep C.